13 joined the cast of House back in Season 4, and remained a pivotal part of the show for years, though the character appeared to be phased out in later seasons. While Dr. Gregory House is the protagonist and main character of the series, he leans on a group of talented doctors to support him in his work in the leading diagnostics department. After his first team left him, House recruits a new group, through various tests and challenges in an unorthodox interview process. While House is not someone who is easily impressed, and generally has an easy time figuring people out, 13 was an enigma. Even her name remained concealed, with House simply referring to her as 13 for much of their time together. Actress Olivia Wilde brought the character of 13 to life between 2007 and 2012, with this role specifically serving as her breakout, which led to bigger roles, bigger projects, and more opportunities. Olivia Wilde was temporarily absent from House Season 7 to shoot Cowboys and Aliens. Wilde's career was taking off and she needed time to focus on other projects. As noted above, House was the first project that saw Wilde step into a more prominent role, as a regular cast member who stands out despite the presence of more seasoned actors like Hugh Laurie. Wilde was clearly a talented young actress, with striking features, and the ability to adapt and transform to fit diverse roles. As such, she was cast in a major Hollywood film, Cowboys and Aliens, where she would appear alongside Daniel Craig. In order to accommodate the production of the film, Wilde had to take time away from House during Season 7, and by all accounts, taking the leap to Hollywood evidently helped her progress her career beyond the small screen. However, when filming on the movie was finished, it left room for Wilde to return to House as the series was coming to a close. Having been absent for most of Season 7, her role in Season 8 was further reduced in House Season 8, but she played a vital part in the series' final outing. Olivia Wilde officially left House ahead of Season 8, but returned for the finale. 13 was a pivotal part of House. Olivia Wilde landed various parts in Hollywood films, including in time alongside Justin Timberlake, The Change-Up, starring Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman, and more, which all premiered between 2011 and 2012. This evidently took up a considerable amount of time for the actress, meaning that her availability was more fragmented and sparse for the final season. That being said, with 13 being such a big part of the show for more than half of the runtime, bringing the character back for the finale was essential. Her storyline saw 13 attempt to walk away from her work at Princeton Plainsboro Hospital, only to have House pulling her back in. 13 was hyper-aware of her diagnosis with Huntington's, the disease that killed both her mother and brother, and would slowly but surely take over her life. So, ahead of this, 13 met a girl, and she wanted to travel the world and experience as much life as she could before she died. And thanks to the growth experienced by House during the show, and his sincere friendship and love for 13, he fired her to push her to go and live without any responsibilities hanging over her. What happened to 13 after House Season 8? 13 may have had a reunion with House years later. 13 and House had a unique relationship in House, with the pair having a lot in common, and a mutual respect for each other. House did not respect many people, and he often felt more qualified to make decisions about other people's lives than they were, but when it came to 13, House recognized suffering, and a craving for more that he also possessed. With his chronic leg pain, House often acted in ways to shut off and control his pain, regardless of how futile or temporary it was. House saw the fear that 13 had about losing control of her body, and so, he promised that when the time came, that she could no longer control her life, he would help her take it, the same way she helped her brother. In the series finale, House fakes his death to run away with his other terminally ill friend, Wilson, and a funeral is held in his name, which 13 attends and fondly remembers her friend. While she may think he is dead, it's hard to imagine that in the years after Wilson's death, House won't seek out his old friend and fulfill his promise long after House ended.